A lot of people have asked me, how do you adjust the sweetness level if you're making iced mocha? Today I'm going to share with you how you can do this using 5 different sweetness levels, 0% to 100%. We are going to make iced mocha using instant coffee, and we're going to make them in the larger cups, 22 ounces. First, let's take a look at the ingredients. For my iced mocha, I'm going to use instant coffee, I'm going to use creamer, I'm going to use evaporated milk and condensed milk, and of course, my chocolate powder or cocoa powder. You can use Milo, you can use Hershey's, but this time I'm using my own blend of cocoa powder. And we are going to use hot water. My secret to the most delicious iced mocha, if you haven't yet found out, it is the use of 3 different types of milk. This time, creamer, non-dairy creamer, evaporated milk, and sweetened condensed milk. The sweetness of my iced mocha comes from the sweetened condensed milk. If you are a regular to this channel, then you would know that I use milk syrup, but this time I'm going to separate condensed milk with evaporated milk so that we can adjust the amount that we put in for each of the level of sweetness. So let's start with the first one, which is for 22 ounces using 100% sweetness level. For this one, I am going to use 1 tablespoon of my instant coffee. There you go. And then I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of my cocoa powder. Just level tablespoon is good enough for this one. And then we are going to use 1 tablespoon of the non-dairy creamer. So it's easy to remember, everything is 1 tablespoon. So it is quite strong. To this, I'm going to add 5 ounces or 150 ml of my hot water to dissolve all the ingredients. So stir and make sure that all the ingredients are fully dissolved. These are the dry ingredients. And now we are going to add our milk syrup, which is a combination of condensed milk and evaporated milk. This is 100%, so I'm going to add 50 grams of my condensed milk. You just have to estimate there's a 45 grams there. It looks like it is very sweet, but this is 100% sweetness level, and mocha usually customers prefer just to be sweet. And then I'm going to add 25 ml of evaporated milk. Okay, so that is 100% sweetness level. Now we're going to put this into our cup here. And this is our iced mocha using 100% sweetness level. Okay, now let's go down 75%. We need to use exactly the same amount of the dry ingredients. 1 tablespoon of my creamer, 1 tablespoon of my cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of my instant coffee. Use the same amount of hot water, 5 ounces or 150 ml. Stir all the dry ingredients together. Make sure they are fully dissolved. Looking really good. Strong coffee, strong chocolate, and of course the non-dairy creamer. Okay, and for this we are going to adjust the amount of condensed milk. We're going to use 40 instead of the earlier 50. You can use a scale or you can use a measuring cup. I prefer to use a shot glass. 40 ml of sweetened condensed milk. And then we're going to add 35 ml. Notice that I'm using the same proportion, 75 ml of my wet milk. That means condensed milk and evaporated milk. So this is 35. This is my mocha for 75% sweetness level. Okay, now we're going to put this in our glass. Cup full of ice. Pour your mocha mix over. And this is 75% sweetness level. Going down even further, we're going to now make 50%. For the 50%, it is not a round figure because we have 75 ml of condensed milk and evaporated milk, and you have to split it into 2. So I suppose 37.5, so you just have to make an estimate. So once again, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of my instant coffee, 1 tablespoon of my cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of my non-dairy creamer, and then add hot water, 150 ml. Make sure you combine the dry ingredients with the hot water first before you add the wet ingredients. This way, it is easy for you to dissolve all these dry ingredients there. And this time it is 50%, as I said, 37.5, so this is about 30. So I'm going to add just a little bit more. Okay, that's roughly 37.5 ml of sweetened condensed milk. And I'm going to add the same amount of evaporated milk, so that is 50% sweetness level. Okay, I keep changing my stir, so there, I prefer this one, and there you go. So fill my cup with ice. And this is my 50% sweetness level. 175 and 50, there you go. Now we're going even further down and we're going to make it 25%. Now how are we going to do that? So let's start with the same proportions for all the dry ingredients. We have 1 tablespoon of instant coffee, 1 tablespoon of my cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of my non-dairy creamer, hot water, 150 ml of hot water, stir to combine, and this time we are going to yet again adjust our condensed milk. This time it's a reverse, so we're going to add only 25 ml of my condensed milk, estimate 25 ml, and we are going to use more evaporated milk. So for this I'm going to use 50 ml of evaporated milk. This is going to be very, very rich. Okay, there you go. And now we're going to pour this into our cup of ice. And this is 25% sweetness level. Some of you might even go lower than 25%, and that means 0%. But I wonder what it would taste like with a mocha and also with instant coffee. Usually with instant coffee I need to make it a little bit sweeter because the taste of the instant coffee could be quite bitter, especially if we use a lot like what I use here, which is 1 tablespoon. So anyway, for those that want to know, 0% of iced mocha using instant coffee, this is the way to go. Same thing, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of instant coffee, 1 tablespoon of my cocoa powder, and then 1 tablespoon of my non-dairy creamer, water 150 ml. Okay, just about right. And stir to mix everything together. I love the stir, it makes it a lot easier to combine all the dry ingredients. And then finally, we are not going to use any condensed milk at all. We're going to use only evaporated milk, and that means 75 ml of evaporated milk. So one of my shot glass, double shot glass, is 60. That is 60, and then another 15 ml. I got 75 ml of evaporated milk. Evaporated milk is also a little bit sweetened, but not as sweet as the condensed milk. Okay, so we're going to find out how it tastes like after this. Okay, so fill our cup with ice. Okay, and now my final 0% sweetness level iced mocha. There you go. 5 different sweetness levels for the same drink, iced mocha using instant coffee. Okay, now I'm going to start with my 100% sweetness level. That is perfect for me. It's not so sweet. It is, although it is 100%. Okay. Mocha is supposed to be sweeter, but it just tastes so rich. Now this is 75%. Okay, not too bad either. The taste of the coffee gets stronger the less sweet it gets. Okay. This is 50%. Still good for me. 25%. Oh my. The taste of the coffee gets really strong here. But I suppose the chocolate balances that as well. It still gives you that delicious taste. And this is the 0%. I'd say no, absolutely not. This one does not taste like mocha at all. Well, personally, I would go with the 75% probably. The 100% is really rich, creamy, sweet, tasty, whereas the 50% is a stronger coffee and chocolate. The 25% it gets worse, and the 0% it gets a lot worse. But I suppose it really depends on your preference. So there you go, 5 different sweetness levels for iced mocha if you are using chocolate powder. If you're using chocolate sauce or chocolate syrup, it's a lot more difficult to adjust the sweetness levels. But I would suggest that you use cocoa powder, mix it or combine it with my milk syrup or condensed milk and evaporated milk, and you will get delicious iced mocha with different sweetness levels. That's all I would like to share with you today. If you have any questions at all about these recipes, do let me know in the comment below. Don't forget to click that subscribe button for more of these video tutorials. In the meantime, stay safe, stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.